Yo, 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 what's good? It's Onyx voice time. First things first. If you're not in the Discord, you're basically showing up after the goals already happened. Discord is where the card drops early, the chat is live, and the vibe stays locked. No ego, just winners, data, and energy. Now listen, today we're not doing anything complicated. We're running one clean lane over 1.5 goals. Why? Because it's the sweet spot. One goal changes the temperature of a game. Teams stop hiding, the space opens, the match starts breathing. And I'm not just talking vibes today. I pulled real numbers for each game. We're going match by match, same order, smooth transitions, and we keep it moving. All right, let's cook. First up, Morecambe versus Tamworth. This is lower league pressure football, the kind where the ball is never safe for long. One sloppy pass, one bounce, one scramble, and you're already in business. Now here's the real stat that matters for this lane. Tamworth away matches are hitting over 1.5 at about 83%. That means when Tamworth travel, 2 goals shows up more often than not. So the vibe is simple. Expect a busy game, more transitions, more moments, less sitting back. You don't need perfection. You just need the match to give you 2 moments. Morecambe versus Tamworth. We keep it rolling. Next up, Oxford United versus Norwich. This is one of those fixtures where you get spells, a few minutes of control, then a quick burst of chances. Oxford at home usually brings intensity and urgency. Norwich brings patterns and movement. And here's the key number. Oxford home games have seen 2 or more total goals in 7 of their last 10. That's a 70% hit rate for the over 1.5 lane at their ground. So how I'm reading it is like this. Even if the first half is cagey, this matchup has second half energy written all over it. Once the game opens, it opens fast. Oxford United versus Norwich. Next. Now we step into the Premier League lights, Everton versus Bournemouth. This one has that big league snap to it. You can be fine for 30 minutes, then one mistake becomes a tap-in. One set piece becomes panic, one counter becomes a goal, and the real proof is in the history. In the last 21 head-to-heads between these two, 17 of them cleared over 1.5. That's 81%. That's not a little trend. That's the kind of trend that tells you these two usually create a match with at least 2 goals in it. Everton versus Bournemouth. Keep that tempo. Now we slide to Italy. Pescara versus Catanzaro. This is where people get tricked sometimes because they hear Italy and think slow. But Serie B matches can get tense and messy in the best way, because the moment one team scores, the other team has to change shape. And when shape changes, goals show up. Here's the real stat for the lane. Pescara home matches have gone over 1.5 in 11 out of 13. That's about 85%. So you're not praying for chaos here. You're trusting that the match format itself creates a second goal, a response goal, a late push, a set piece. A tired legs mistake. Pescara versus Catanzaro. Now we go back to England. Leicester versus Southampton. This one has name value, but more importantly, it has consistency. Because some teams have matches that stay quiet. Leicester has not been living like that. Here's the stat that jumps off the page. Leicester have hit over 1.5 in their last 20 games. That's a straight run. 20 straight is not luck. That's identity. That's the type of team that either scores, concedes, or drags the match into 2-goal territory every time. So the vibe is momentum swings. 1 goal changes the entire temperature. And Leicester matches have been living in that temperature. Leicester versus Southampton, now we hit the headline. Chelsea versus Leeds. This fixture has that under-the-lights feel. Chelsea at home tends to push tempo. Leeds tends to bring moments even when they're underdogs because they press and they fight for second balls. Now here's the real number. Chelsea home matches have gone over 1.5 in 18 of 21. That's about 86%. So what does that mean for us? It means we're not asking for a miracle. We're asking Chelsea at home to do what Chelsea at home usually does. Play a match that produces at least 2 goals. Chelsea versus Leeds. Now we finish with the one that sounds wild, but the data is loud. Darlington versus Radcliffe. This is where you lock in because the stat is crazy. Radcliffe away matches have gone over 1.5 in 19 out of 19. That is 100%. Now I'm going to be real with you. When you see 100%, don't treat it like a guarantee. Treat it like a loud signal, because nothing is automatic in football. but that signal means their away games do not stay quiet, and that fits the lane perfectly. We are not chasing over 3.5. We're asking for 2 goals total. That's the key.